Okay, ngayon for the example number 2 naman for our first case. Again, yung first case natin talks about wherein the price is indirectly or independent doon sa ating demand. So even though yung demand natin goes up or goes down, yung price natin will remain the same. And yun nga, regardless of how or what the demand is, price natin magiging consistent lang siya. So for another example is an engineering firm measure its output in a standard service hour unit, which is a function of the personal grade levels in the professional staff. The variable cost is $62 per standard service hour, and the charge out rate is 85.56 per hour. The maximum output of the firm is 160,000 per hour per year, and its fixed cost is 2,000 or 2,024,000 per year. For this firm, what is the break-even point in the standard service hour and in percentage of the total capacity? So in this lesson, in this example, kailangan natin kuhanin yung tinatawag natin na break-even point doon sa standard service hours natin and also in our percentage. Okay? So ito yung ano natin, magiging magiging solution natin. So, for the given, isa-isahin natin yung given. Kung babasahin natin maigi at i-analyze natin maigi yung ating problem, makikita natin that the the givens are the variable cost or CV natin. Ito, $62 per standard service hour. So, yung CV natin ay naging, hindi ko kita, ba't ganun? Hindi natin marin. Hindi talaga siya kita. So, yung ating magiging binigay din dun sa problem natin yung price. Okay? 85.56 per hour. So, yung ating price is 85.56 per hour. Tapos, yung ating maximum demand, sabi, the maximum output doon ng firm natin is around 160,000 hours per year. So, yung Dmax natin is 160,000. And of course, yung fixed cost natin, binigay din siya per year, 2,024,000. Okay, kung mapapansin nyo, lahat ng given natin is hour per year. So, hindi siya per month. So, yung pag may mga cases tayo na may month na sa isa, tapos yung isang given naman is per year, we have to, uh, we have to make the hour into years or yung year pwede natin gawing monthly. So, bahala na kayo kung anong diskarte yung gagawin ninyo. But in this case, wala naman tayong papalitan na gano'n. Hanapin na natin yung ating demand doon sa break-even point natin. So, the demand at the break-even point, kung babalikan natin, sabi nga natin, ang profit natin magsisimula yung ating break-even point magsisimula when the price is equals when the profit is equals to zero. So yung pie natin or yung profit natin is equals to zero, and yung ating pinaka main formula dito, that total revenue is equals to the total cost, at yung total revenue natin, that is just equals the price multiplied by the demand, and your total cost is equals to the fixed cost plus the variable cost multiplied by the demand. So kung mapapansin nyo, since ang hinahanap natin dito ay yung demand, so parehas may demand o parehas may D dun sa magkabilang dulo, we can compute this by substituting the value. So our price is 85.56. Our fixed cost is 2,024,000, and our variable cost is 62,000 $62 per hour. So upon shift solve lang naman yan, so D is equals to 85,908.32 hours per year. So sa yung mga tao na hindi pa alam kung mag paano mag-compute o maglagay ng sa calcu, ganun ang makadali yan, 85.56 multiplied by x, so alpha x, that is equal to, ay naka-vector pa lang, 85.6, lagi nyung tatandaan, laging dapat naka-computation siya, is equals to alpha x is equals to, then yung ating 2,024,000, then plus 62x. Shift solve mo niya lang siya, makukuha niyo yung x na 85,762.71186. Kung ayaw niyo mag-shift solve, pwede rin naman kayo magmano-mano. Madali lang din magmano-mano na. So, 85 over niya lang, 2,024,000 all over 85.36, 56. Subtract nyo lang siya dun sa 62. So, makukuha nyo 85,908.32. So, same lang din naman yung makukuha nyo value kung gusto nyo magmano-mano. Okay, wala namang pumipigil sa inyo. Okay, so that is our letter E. Ngayon, kuhanin naman natin yung ating letter B. The letter B is the percentage of the capacity. So, bakit nag-ipan to? Anyway, basta B yan. So, percentage of the capacity, para makuha natin yan, i-multiply mo lang, i-divide mo lang, kulang ito. Kulang. Bakit? Nasave ko na yung ano nito. Wait lang ayusin ko lang. So, may mga, ano tayo, unnecessary na hindi natin napansin, na mali. So, ito, i-divide mo lang siya sa demand. Divide mo lang to, divide mo lang ito. Okay. Divide natin. Divided by 160,000 hour per year. Ayan. Ayan. So, again, balik na tayo. Ito, wala nang sa amin. So, para makuha natin yung percentage of the capacity, so i-divide nyo lang yung ating demand, okay, yung D natin, into the uh, uh, into the maximum output. So, yung nakuha nating di kanina na 85,908.32 per hour per year, i-divide natin siya into its maximum, makukuha natin yung percentage of the capacity o yung total capacity ng standard service hours natin in our breaking even point. So, pag divide natin sa kanya, 85,908.32 divided by 160,000, multiply mo sa 100 since kailangan natin to in percentage. The percentage of the capacity will be equal to 53.69%. Okay, that ends our case number 1. Let's now proceed with the second case, which is the price is dependent of the demand. So pag sinabi natin the price is dependent of the demand, ibig sabihin nagmamatter yung price natin doon sa number or volume ng demand natin, be it monthly or be it per year. So pag ganan, the price is equals to f of d o yung D natin, yung function natin for D, it can goes up, it can goes down depending on the demand of that specific time frame. So, that is also equal to A minus B times T, kung saan yung A and minus B din natin, it will serve as A, the intercept on the price, and B is the slope of the price. So, kapag ganyan kasi, quadratic yung makukuha natin equations dyan. So, kapag quadratic, pinalat natin yan sa ating diagram o pinalat natin yan sa ating plotting sa geometry, makukuha natin that meron tayong intercept at meron tayong slope. At dahil doon, ina-apply natin yan dito. So, let's calculate the demand to achieve the break-even point. O, tandaan natin that the total revenue is equals to the price multiplied by the demand. That is your first equation. And for the second equation, the total cost is equals to the fixed cost plus the variable cost multiplied by the demand. This is your equation number 2. So kung lagi nating tandaan that para makalculate again natin yung break-even point natin, the profit must be equals to 0. Therefore, yung total revenue natin dapat equal dun sa total cost natin. Sabihin, kung gaano kalaki yung kinita natin, dapat mag-equate na siya dun sa total na nagastos natin para malaman natin na yun na pala yung magiging break-even point natin. Okay? Napakadali namang intindihin nun. Kung sa dami ng pera na nilabas mo, dapat in that specific time frame para maging break-even ka, yung total na kinita mo mag-equal na doon. And from there, nag-zero na yung profit mo, na-zero yung profit mo, tataas na yan depending o kung bababa yan, depende kung hindi mo nga ma-achieve yung zero na na reference natin ng line para do sa break-even point natin. So pag ganyan, alam naman natin na yung break-even point natin, pwede na natin i-substitute yung equation 1 and equation 2 to equation number 3. So, i-substitute nyo lang naman yan, lagi siya makita. Sorry natin. Ito, kita ko ata. Ito. Ayun. Okay, so yung TR natin, that is P times D. Then, yung pangalawang equation natin, equate lang din natin doon. So, that is your fixed cost plus the variable cost multiplied by the demand. So, dahil nga yung price natin, yung P natin, is equals dito sa F of D natin, pwede natin i-substitute yung P na to, yung price na yan, using this equation. Yan. Equate natin doon sa A minus PD. So, A minus PD times D is equals to CF plus CB times D. Ngayon, etong pwede pa natin itong i-distribute. Rules of polynomial lang ito. So, A minus BD times D, AD minus BD squared. Tapos ngayon, i-arrange natin siya into quadratic. Unahin natin yung squared. So, magiging BD prime squared plus CV minus A times D prime plus CF is equals to 0. So, ito na ngayon yung ating quadratic formula for the price is dependent of the demand. So, hindi lang diyan natatapos. After nun, pwede rin natin i-calculate yung demand naman natin to achieve naman natin yung total revenue. Kasi dito, sa una, nakakuha tayo ng equation para makuha natin yung break-even point. Ngayon naman, para makuha natin in order for us to achieve the maximum total revenue naman. At para makuha natin yung or ma-achieve natin yung total revenue, yung total revenue natin, alam naman natin that is price multiplied by the demand. So that will serve as your first equation. Then, i-substitute natin ngayon, alam naman natin that the price is equals to A minus BD. So, i-substitute natin yan doon sa formula natin for the total revenue. So, TR, okay? So, substitute lang natin yan. Ganito lang yan. Hindi ko na naman makita. Ayan ito. Substitute mo lang yung P dito. Ayan. A minus BD. So, magiging A minus BD times D. So, i-distribute mo to. A times D. Tapos BD times D. Magiging AD minus BD squared. So, obtain natin yung first derivative of the total revenue with the demand and equate it to 0. So, upon derivation, pag dinerive na natin tong AD minus BD, magiging since sa DB tayo mag-aano, so mawawala yung D, maka-cancel siya. So A minus, ito ibaba mo, magiging 2, BD. 2 minus 1 is 1, so magiging BD. Ngayon, ito na yung magiging pinaka-equation natin. Pwede natin i-isolate yung demand para ma-compute natin yung demand to achieve the maximum total revenue. Our equation or our formula will become D is equals to A over DB. 2B. So this is now your formula to calculate the demand para ma-achieve natin yung maximum total revenue. Pwede rin naman natin ma-calculate yung demand para ma-achieve naman natin yung maximum profit. So para makuha natin yung maximum profit, equate lang ulit natin the total revenue is equals to the price multiplied by the demand. That will be your first equation. And then substitute mo yung formula natin for TR. Dito, later on pa pala yun. So, kunin din natin yung formula natin for CT. Your total cost is equals to the fixed cost plus the variable cost multiplied by the demand. And ito ngayon, yung profit natin is not equals to 0. So, para makuha natin yung maximum profit, kailangan yung total revenue, isusubtract natin ngayon dun sa total cost. So, this will be your third equation. So, kapag sinubstitute na natin si equation number 1 and equation number 2 to equation number 3, this will happen. So, yung ating TR, that is B or P times demand. Di ko na naman makakita talaga. Nasaan na yun? Ayun, ito. Yan. That is P times the demand. So, sinubstitute mo lang sa TR natin. And then, equation number 2, ito, ayan. So, yung price natin, ito yon, isa-substitute mo lang. So, magiging A minus D times D minus CF plus CVD. So, ano pa natin siya, i-distribute pa natin, upon distribution, tapos inano na natin siya, ilagay natin siya in a form of a quadratic. So, magiging negative BD squared plus A minus CVD minus CF. So, pwede natin i-obtain yung first derivative niya with respect to the demand. So, pagkakuha natin yung derivative niya with respect to demands and equate natin siya sa 0, ito magiging 2BD, negative 2BD. Tapos ito, mawawala na yung D mo. So, A minus CV is equals to 0. So, therefore, yung ating demand, or pwede natin kunin siya, i-isolate natin si D, makukuha ngayon natin yung ating formula for the demand, which is A minus CV over 2B. So, ito na ngayon yung formula mo for the demand to achieve the maximum profit when the price is dependent of the demand. So, para mas maintindihan pa natin itong problem natin sa case number 2, let us have a sample problem. Bago pala yon, ito pala yung nating magiging diagram to shows when the price is dependent of the demand. Yung total revenue natin is AD minus BD squared. So, ito yung ating total cost. Tapos, ito yung ating total revenue. At kapag silang dalawa, nakikita natin, unlike dun sa price is independent of the demand, na kung saan nagmi-meet sila in one point, eto ngayon, hindi sila. Kasi dito, makikita mo, dito pa lang, sa quarter 1 mo, dito, ma-achieve mo na when the profit is equal to 0. And habang tumataas ka, lumalayo ka dyan, nakikita mo, mayroon tayong margin in between the TR1 to the TC1, in which implies kung gaano kalaki yung naging profit mo. So, this serves as the implication that you have achieved the highest profit level. So for our example number 3, a company produces an electronic timing switch that is used in consumer and commercial products. The fixed cost is $73,000 per month and the variable cost is $83 per unit. The selling price is P is equals to $180 minus 0.02D. Let us first determine the optimal value for this product and confirm that a profit occurs at this demand. For the letter B, find the volumes at which the break-even occurs. That is, what is the range of the profitable demand. So, dun sa ating example number 3, madali lang naman to. So, alamin natin yung mga given values dun sa ating example. So, meron tayo dito, fixed price. So, CF mo, ito. Then, meron tayong variable cost. Your CV is this one. And then, meron kang selling price. So, your P, ito. Yung P nga lang natin ay naka-equation. 180 minus 0.0. So, para ma-determine natin yung optimal value for this product and confirm if may profit na nag-occurs dun sa demand, we can equate this using the formula in which pwede natin kunin yung maximum demand natin at ang din natin at maximum profit. So, kung babalikan natin yung mga cases natin kanina, para makuha natin yung D to achieve the maximum profit, itong number 3 na formula ang gagamitin natin. Ito yung gagamitin nating principal. Okay? So, yan, your total. So, ito yung ayun yung CF mo, $73,000 per month. Your CV is $83 per unit and your price is 180 minus 0.02. So, to achieve or to find the maximum profit, to find the demand at maximum profit and the amount of the maximum profit, we can use the equation that is the profit is equal to the total revenue subtracted by the total cost. So, yung TR natin, that's this PD minus yung CT natin is CF plus CVD.
So, meron tayong value for P. Your P is 180 minus 0.02D. And yung ano ngayon, meron tayong ngayong D. So, multiply mo. So, makikita mo quadratic yung mafo-form natin dito. Minus yung atin ngayong yung ating ngayong fixed cost na $73,000 per month at yung ating variable cost na 83. So, kapag mo yan, i-distribute mo to, magiging 180D minus 0.02T squared minus 73,000 minus 83D. Ngayon, pwede natin i-obtain yung first derivative na. So, by obtaining the first derivative niya, makukuha na lang natin siya. Tapos, i-equate natin siya sa 0. So, 2 times negative 0.02D is negative 0.04D. And then, 97D magiging 97, then equate ito to 0. Since isa na lang yung missing value natin, i-transpose mo sa kabila tong D, magiging 0.04D is equals to 97. And 97 divided by 0.04 is 2,425 units per month. So, nakuha na natin yung demand na kung saan ito ngayon, ma-achieve natin yung maximum profit. So, to sa pangalawa naman, hanapin naman natin yung demand when the demand is at break-even point. So kapag yung demand natin is nasa break-even point, your profit is equals to 0. So yung TR natin is equal to CT and then substitute mo lang yung value, yung formula natin for the total revenue. That is P times T is equal to CF plus CV times T. Ito naman ngayon yung total cost mo. Yung P mo is 180 minus 0.02D multiplied by the D is equals to the CV na 73,000 plus 83 D. Ngayon, distribute natin to, magiging, bakit 180 lang yun? Wala ako na lagay. Yan. Okay? So, ito, 180D minus 0.02D squared is equals to 73,000 plus 83D. So, 180, pag ito tinranspose mo sa kabila or transpose mo to sa kabila, ano man, o transpose na lang natin to sa kabila. So, 180 minus 83 is 97D. So, as is lang yung D squared mo, negative 0.02D squared, minus, pag transpose natin ng 73,000 sa kabilang side, magiging negative 73,000. So, ito, hindi na natin kailangan apply, hindi na tayo mag-a-apply dito ng derivative. Kasi nga, this is the demand at break-even point. Gagamitin natin ngayon is may dalawa tayong demand na makukuha. So, gamitin natin yung ating quadratic formula. Paggamit mo ng quadratic formula, dalawa yung makukuha mong demand. D1 is 3,918.53 or equals din siya sa 3,918 units per month. Yung pangalawa naman nating demand is 431.47 or equal din siya sa 431 units per month. So thus, yung ating minimum na requirement o minimum demand para makuha natin yung break-even point is 431 units. At para naman makuha natin yung hindi natin, demand natin, maximum ang kailangan niyang ma-produce is 3,918. Pero kung mapapansin nyo dito, yung maximum profit natin, makukuha na siya in 2,425 units. Meaning, pasok pa rin siya dun sa range natin na 431 to 3,918. Okay, para dun sa mga hindi naman alam kung paano kuhanin yung ating o paano i-input sa calcu ito. So, pwede nyo namang i-input yan sa calcu without using the without using the shift solve. Kasi pag shift solve, isa lang yung values na ibibigay niya eh. So, mag-equation na lang kayo. So, bitin nyo dito, itong number 3, which is yung quadratic natin. So, ilagay mo yung A, yung value ng A mo is negative 0.02. And enter. Then, yung sabi mo, that would be 97. So, 97. Your C is negative 73,000. Or I'm not sure if mali nga yung dapat siya. Positive. Kasi itatranspose to sa kabila. So, itatranspose mo to sa kabila. Kasi yung equation natin dito, naka-ax squared plus abx is equals to c. So, ilagay natin siya sa kabila, 73,000. Yan. So, yung ating, what? Why is it not the same? Negative 0.02. 97, 73,000. Magkaiba siya ng sagot. Tama naman yung napindot ko, diba? Equation, quadratic. Ay, ano naman ito? Kailangan troubleshoot lang ni sir. 7, negative 73. Ayun. Kailangan naka-negative pala siya. Kasi naka ax squared plus bx plus c is equals to 0. So, yung sum calculus kasi, naka ax squared plus bx is equals to c. So, titingnan nyo na lang din sa calculus nyo kung ano yung naka-input sa system niya. So, ganun yung gagawin nyo lang dito sa quadratic. Pwede nyo ilagay is bakit hindi sila same? Mali ata ako na ano. Tingnan ko nga yung sulat ni sir. 900 pala siya. Diba? Medyo nakakaduling yung ano. Medyo nakakaduling yung kala ko 4. Okay. So, 931 units siya. My bad, my bad. Mali ako ng tingin. Mali ng tingin si sir. Okay, so nakuha natin 931 units. At medyo natawa ako doon sa pagkakamali kong yan. Okay? So, ito ngayon yung ating maximum, 3,918. And yung dito natin, 931. So, pwede nyo yan. Again, para makuha nyo to, mode, equation, tapos yung ating quadratic na number 3. Then, input nyo lang yung values for quadratic. So, that ends our lesson for today. So, yun lang. If you have questions or clarifications, you can always message me on Teams. So, meron dapat tayo ditong exercise number 1. Yan. I-upload ko na lang din ito. Okay, i-upload ko na lang ito doon sa inyong Teams. Okay? Ganyan lang. Bye-bye.